Hey guys, it's Tom. We have a special edition of Wednesday afternoon football. Say what? The very traditional Wednesday afternoon football game. I know Nathan's on the West Coast, and I know he has an unusual schedule. I don't know if he travels with work or something, but and I don't know if Jay's a school teacher, which would be why he's available, because it's the summertime. All right, but we've got an SSFA quarterfinal playoff game, the last one. It's a big one. Nathan Bayless, LA Rams, 10-6, at the back-to-back defending SSFA champion and reigning SOMIFA champion, Jay Villing, his Jacksonville Jaguars. They were 14-2 in the regular season, the number one seed. Look like they played a strong defense. We got a flat pass right to Darren Phelps. It's a loose ball fumble by Josh McCown, who has a fairly high snap fumble number, 12.6. But offensive tackle Dwayne Brown was Johnny on the spot for the Rams to avoid further disaster. But a second down and 11 for LA at their own 19 after the touchback. Nathan's a good coach. He's got a pretty good team, from what I understand. I haven't looked at it too closely. And we're right to Darren McFadden. Gets wrong. There's a linebacker there. 4 yards. But you can see, Josh McCown and Darren McFadden. McCown's got a decent card, but the snap fumbles offset the picks a little bit. It's not the greatest 1-2 in the world. This is more like it as Jamal Charles checks in on 3rd and 7. Interior blocking of 6.55. Wouldn't mind seeing some linebuck with McFadden. He's got a decent linebuck wrong card. And the receiving targets, as usual, are dangerous for Nathan. Deshaun Jackson and Kenny Britt on the outside give you good yardage and long passing possibility. Chris Givens is the third receiver. Jordan Cameron, the tight end here on 3rd and 7. Flat pass right to Deshaun Jackson. Defender -4, -2. It's not going to be a first down no matter what happens. And Dominic Rogers-Cromartie makes the plays as 6. He's a 5, rather. And it's 4th and 11 for the Rams at their own 19. The punt goes down inside the 40 for Julian Edelman, who's usually pretty deep, and indeed gets an 11-yard, usually pretty good. I was going to say, and indeed gets an 11-yard return, but that's on the opponent coverage. But you can see here this 2 through 12 looks pretty promising for Jay on punt returns, although Nathan has no block, and a good punter. But Jay can get some good returns. So Jay starts out with great field position from his own 47. Linebacker Adrian Peterson, defense gets his pass. No linebackers there for Nathan's 3-4. It's a 4-yard gain for AP, who tends to go off whenever I call a game. And this one, too, is a little more like it. It's Carson Palmer and Adrian Peterson in terms of name recognition. But then C.J. Anderson also has got more of a consistent card. So Jay can beat you both ways. He's got Allen Robinson and Julian Edelman at receiver, certainly two different types with the cards they have this year. Off tackle left to C.J. Anderson, 6.65 run blocking on that side. So you got to pay attention to this run game for Jay. It's a 3-yard gain on a 9. Makes it 3rd and 3. But you can see there's a lot of versatility in this offense. With AP can give you the big run. CJ can give you the consistent yardage and good blocking on the left. Palmer's not a bad quarterback for his card this year. Robinson's a big deep play threat. Edelman possession. Gates has a good card again. Look at the secondary for Nathan, though. Short pass Allen Robinson. Defense gets his run. Watch the receiver call here. You got the big 20 yards and things like that. But 5 on Palmer's card is incomplete. Nathan brought the free safety up into short pass. And it'll be 4th and 3 for Jacksonville Jay, who punts it. Andy Lee tries to go for the coffin corner, doesn't quite get it. And Rashad Green, talking about good punt returns, has a touchdown on 3. 6 is 25 yards. 10 is 18 yards. 12 is a long gain. And 8 is plus 15 on the opponent punt return. So he will outdo Jay's punt returning quite possibly. A couple of fewer consistent returns, but more big returns, that's for sure. Looking past to Deshaun Jackson. Linebacker in zone +1 or +5. Jarrell Freeman, the 5, makes the play. Jay likes to play a 4-3, and he's got one here. It goes 5-6-5-5 in the defensive line, 4-5-5 linebackers. The secondary is 5s, except for the free safety 6, who is Earl Thomas. Flat pass left to Darren Fells from the 2 tight end. 4 on McCown's card is incomplete. So the offense is having a bit of a tough time here in the very early going. 39 for the Rams. Very exciting matchup here. Very exciting postseason for SSFA. A lot of big names, a lot of good teams. Big names in terms of the coaching. Guys who are there, and these two are certainly guys who are in the mix. Nathan has been to an SSFA Super Bowl. He won the battle. He's the defending Battle Royale champion. And Dennis is a very competitive league there. Short pass to Deshaun Jackson. 8 is incomplete on McCown's card. He's only got 12. Well, that's not bad. 12 short pass right units. And the must runs ramp that up. He's got some yardage there, I know. But it'll be another 3 and out for the Rams. The punt goes 51 yards. Fair catch called for by Julian Edelman at his own 35. Marcus Sherrells, rather, who's got a touchdown in 2 and 10 yards on 9. So it's AP again on 1st and 10. Short pass to Scott Chandler. Foreman there. Nathan's got the average pass defense card. Defense calls pass. And 9 is complete for 13 yards in Carson Palmer's card. He's got a very good short pass right card with 18 units on it. There was a D opportunity there, but 7 against the 0, so no opportunity for a sack. Everyone left to AP. Defense guessing wrong. AP always goes off when I call these games. Offensive onside tackle +5 or +0 is 5 yards behind Andrew Whitworth's mighty 6'7". And it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Ram 47. The first foray into enemy territory for either team. We're about midway through the first quarter, 0-0. Looking past Antonio Gates, defense run king, C.J. Anderson, nobody there at all. Gates covered by 6. Probably not a great flat pass card. Receiver gets wrong, is complete for 10 yards and a 1st down for the likely Hall of Famer, Antonio Gates. Palmer has everything except for 7 on flat pass wrong. It's a little better than I thought. That's the old Jeff Garcia card that people are always maligning back in the day, thinking that he should have gotten better flat passing when he was with the Niners. Short pass to Julian Edelman being double teamed by Malcolm Jenkins, and it's incomplete on the double team. Looks like it would have been incomplete anyway. And we've got a 2nd down and 10 for the Jags at the Ram 37. C.J. Anderson checks in. And run left to CJ. Defense calls run. Defensive ends of 5, and this from this 3-4 set. 8 is a 12-yard gain and a 1st down. That dreaded 8, so hard to stop. Hard to stuff those end run zones in the modern game with the flat passing and the tight ends and the running back flat pass receiving. It just feels a little tougher to bring those outside linebackers up as aggressively into the end run. Short pass, Allen Robinson, defense double teaming elsewhere. Robinson covered by 6. As are all the short pass, as are the primary receiving targets, except for Julian Edelman. Receiver gets right to long gain, touchdown, Allen Robinson. That was on, looks like, I don't know, receiver 3, receiver 6. Tough to say there. But it was a touchdown to Robinson, 25-yarder. The game doesn't really show. I was trying to read the game results, but they're scrolling quickly. Receiver white die 6, receiver red die 3. So it looks like it was on a red. So on a 3 rather, which is probably more likely than a 6 on a short pass right, certainly for a modern receiver. But you've got a 1st and 10 now. Jacksonville takes a 7-0 lead for the Rams at their own 20. Left tackle, left to McFadden. Defense calls pass. Darren Fells, the 4, makes the block. The edge blocking for Nathan is not as strong. All 4s and a 0 at tight end. But he does have a 6 left guard and 5s at center and right guard. 2nd and 3, short pass to Sean Jackson. Full house blitz from Jay. Receiver gets right, 18 yards for Jackson, and a 1st down. Again, as I said earlier, Nathan known for having a lot of yardage on his receivers. I think he's influenced my own thinking that way. Flat pass right to Darren Fells. 1 linebacker there. He's a 4. Receiver gets right is incomplete. Strange receiving card there for Fells on right. 2 to 7, except for 3 being minus yardage. 2 to 7 complete, rather, except for 3, which is minus yardage. My broadcast is going good. I see plenty of guys watching. Looks like the commissioner at Barrow. And while I was away, clicking, Josh McCown is sacked by Willie Young. 5 on a 10 is a 1 to 23 sack. Looks like I can't see what the play call was, but we've got 3rd and 13 now for Nathan at his own 42. He trails 7-0. 3 wide, 1 halfback, Jamal Charles. Defense goes nickel 3-3-5. And run right to Charles. Defensive end +5 or +18. And he gets a 6 and a white die to beat the 5. That was Carlos Dunlap. A huge 3rd and 13. Unlikely first down there. Unless that guy's a 0 behind. But even so, there was a white die rule in effect from the 3 wide formation. Flat pass right, Jordan Cameron. Linebacker's a 4. It's complete for 6 yards in McCown's guard. Fairly solid there on the flat pass, as you see. 2nd down and 4. The Rams driving at the Jacksonville 34. Jamal Charles presumably is unlimited in the second half, as we have only seen him on 3rd and long here in the first half. We got a short pass to Kenny Britt. Another full house blitz. The must-run gains 3 yards from McCown. You see 2 to 7 is 7 yards or more. 2 to 8 is 5 yards or more. But watch out for that 1 to 45 fumble on the old must-run from Josh. 3rd and 1. If you can, try to research what these guys' fumble numbers are. And Nathan knows them, because Josh is low pick, so people say, oh, he's low turnover, but there's kind of some secret turnovers lurking, waiting to happen. Looking past to Cameron Artis-Payne, who is run keyed. Receiver gets wrong is 16 yards. Where did this come from? Look at all the nice yardage on the artist formerly known as Cameron Artis-Payne on his card, although not a lot of completions with 7, 9, and 12 incomplete. He was run keyed to get the great short yardage card. 1st down and 10 for the Rams. Big drive here. You feel like you need them to tie up the game. Jay's just been playing so well in recent years. And he was 14-2, and the defense has played real well. 268 points allowed. No gain there is on Dominic and Sue, the 6. Isn't having any of that. On the defensive left tackle, 0 +13. Last 90 seconds of the first quarter. 2nd and 10 for Nathan at his own 15. Emron wrong with Darren McFadden, who gains 4. That's a chunky card, a lot of 0s and 1s and 2s. I like him a little better on the line buck in this matchup. 3rd down and 6 for the Rams. The Jacksonville 11. They go 3 wide again. I wonder what this left outside's run rating is. He's a 5, so on that 18-yarder on 3rd and long, it wasn't a great containment opportunity. You needed a white die 3, and you're running from the 3 wide. So, but 3rd down and 6 for the Rams. Either way, Gibbons covered by a 4. Everyone else covered by a 5, except for everyone else covered by a 5, except for the 2nd 10. And it's a looking pass to Kenny Britt. 3 gets right, and McCown's got short gain touchdown. 11 yards from McCown to Britt. Makes it a 7-6 game. Now, Dan Carpenter is very shaky on these extra points. 2 to 9 and 12, I believe. He was my Samifa kicker. 7 is good. Makes it 7-7. Sometimes you go for 2 because you're going to miss too many of the 1s. But the kickoff is a touchback. I know Carpenter and the Buffalo return units were really good for the kickoffs that year. So that should be good for Nathan. We got a tie game. 36 seconds left. AP checking in. Linebook AP with a double-double on as Nathan looks for the pass. 6 is a 2-yard gain. AP, of course, with a very chunky card this year. This is not your grandmother's Adrian Peterson. Unless your grandmother is Jay Villing, because he's got him. 2nd down and 8, 2nd quarter. Underway. The first play coming. Very interesting game here. I know Jay's 14-2 in the back-to-back champ. Linebacker to Adrian Peterson. Defense gets us around with a linebacker in there. And there you see -1 for AP. Not even that good gets right this year outside of the 2-long gain. But you don't feel like Jay's a huge favorite in this game. I mean, that Nathan's secondary, 3 6s and then a 5 at one corner is very formidable. He's got a pretty good club. We might have even predicted him to do a little better in the regular season, I don't recall. So we'll see. I think Jay having the good pass defense definitely gives him a nice advantage. But this is pretty much anybody's game, and that's the way it's played so far. Short pass to Lance Moore, being double teamed here on 3rd and 9. And Carson Palmer picked off 2 to 6 and 12 on the defense's card. Incomplete. That would have been a tremendous field position advantage for Nathan. But here comes the punt to the dangerous Rashad Green. 42-yard punt's going to be down around the 37 for Green. Has a touchdown in 3, but this one only goes for 4 yards on the 7. Right in between a 25-yarder and a 15-yarder. Very weak opponent coverage there for Jay with a 15-yarder on 8 and a long in on 12. 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 41. Offensive. Off tackle left to Darren McFadden. We got a fumble. It is Josh McCown again fumbling. 12.6. And he fumbled it. And the defense recovered this one. Carlos Dunlap, a huge turnover, the first one of the game. The Jags take over on the Rams 39 early in the second quarter. C.J. Anderson is a running back. I like how both of these guys, pretty much everyone in the field is a weapon. Short pass to Scott Chandler being covered by 4. Defense double teaming elsewhere. 7 on Palmer's card, 14 yards on a first down. He's got that nice short pass right card with also good yardage. So you got a 1st and 10 for the Jags at the Ram 25. The yardage isn't a big deal, but it's nice when you're looking at 13, 14, 15 instead of 10, 11, 12. Short pass to Allen Robinson gets wrong for the 25. Looking for another receiver reading, but it's 10, 16 yards. And a first down. Robinson's got 2 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. And just like that, turnover, 2 nice completions. And the Jags have got a 1st and goal from the LA Ram 9. And Jay goes 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back with C.J. Anderson in there, eschewing the full house. And it's an emerald left to Anderson. Defense gets the pass. I can't tell if that's a linebacker there or defensive end. Offensive onside end +9 or +4. That is a 9-yard gain and a touchdown. Scott Chandler was a 5. I thought he was only a 4. But he's a 5. 5 and a 5 to touchdown. 14-7 Jay. Just like that, 3 straight plays for a very nice yardage to take advantage of the turnover. And the Jags are up 14-7. Early second quarter. 12 minutes to go into the half. This game is just cruising right along in terms of pace. Looking past to Jordan Cameron, incomplete on McCown's card. This game will be over by about 2:40 Eastern. McFadden in there. So just the snap fumble causing a problem for Nathan. Otherwise, the game is tied. It's raised right there. It's early. Looking past to Darren Fells, defense double teaming elsewhere. 6-yard gain of McCown's card gives you 3rd and 4 for the Rams at their own 26. You'd certainly like to convert this. Two tights. McFadden's a running back. Have not seen the linebacker from McFadden yet. They got the 4-3 defense with the 6-5 tackles, but they have good blocking there. Flat pass right to Fells. Defense guesses run, and it's complete for 11 yards and a first down up to the 37. I think that's incomplete, guessed right, and it is. 1st and 10. Nathan up at his own 37. Short pass to Sean Jackson. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Must run from McCown. 11 yards and a first down. What can Brown do for you? 1st and 10 for the Rams at their own 48. McCown's got 4 carries for 14 yards, but 2 of those are snap fumbles, so I don't really count those. You really don't want those those kinds of carries. Linebacker Darren McFadden. Defense calls run. 7-yard gain from McFadden. Guess right. Not the greatest linebacker right card in the world, but the wrong is, I think, more consistent, and you got good blocking in your interior. 2nd and 3 for the Rams at their own 40, at the Jacksonville 45 now. Linebacker McFadden, defensive right tackle, -1 or +9. Roy Miller makes the play, 1-yard loss. So that's where the defense wins out of that battle. And we have got now a 3rd down and 4 for Nathan. Look at best Jordan Cameron. Linebacker in zone, extra short gain Gerald Freeman's a 5, and against the white die 4 makes the play. 4th and 4 for Nathan at Jay's 46. Dennis Crowley in the audience, but no, Nathan's going to punt it. Probably coffin corner. There it is. Brian Anger Management's got a good punting card, but Edelman's going to have a chance to return this one, and it returns at 14 yards. So only a 20-yard net for Nathan there. Not what he wanted when he punted out of bounds. Got a bad break as Edelman was able to get his hands on it. And we're 8:06 from halftime. Jay leading 14-7. Linebacker Adrian Peterson, defense double teaming 2 players. And 8 is a 4-yard gain for AP. We've seen a little bit of that doubling from Nathan with one of the inside linebackers covering Scott Chandler or Antonio Gates. And we've seen Jay run a couple of linebucks, so that 8 double box is certainly in play. Only 5 carries for 14 yards for AP so far. Off tackle left to Peterson. There's the double again. And there's 11 with a box. 21-yard gain for Peterson. So 6 carries, 35 yards. Interesting he's choosing the double. He's got a very strong secondary. I know Palmer's strong. I think the pass rush situation is not very favorable for Nathan. I'm guessing. Short pass to Scott Chandler. 3 men in zone. Chandler covered by 4. 9 and Palmer's guard is 13 yards and a first down. So that's where the double would have come in handy. Palmer playing well. 6 of 9 for 91 with a touchdown. And the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Ram 36. Notice that as Jay got to inside the 30s and throwing short passes down Robinson, trying to get a long gain or something for the touchdown. Off tackle left to C.J. Anderson, double again. Offensive onside guard +7 or +2. 7-yard gain. And Nathan may have to start paying a little more attention to this Jacksonville ground game on 1st down and 10. We'll see. But Jay's a good coach. I mean, don't want to get tripped up. It's always tough. The cat and mouse of Strat-O-Matic football. 2nd and 3 for Jay at the Ram 29. G.G. Anderson in. Short pass to Allen Robinson. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Pull out splits on, and Palmer goes down. On Monty Bryant, I was just talking about the pass rushing situation. 5 on an 8, Vladimir Ducasa, the right guard for the Jags, and it's a 4-yard loss. Jay's lucky it wasn't more than that because he's still within field goal range. Certainly if he can gain a yard or two. Stick with a running type of formation. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back on 3rd and 7 with CG in there, so everyone and their brother knows the runner's in play. The defense goes nickel 3-3-5. Classic cat and mouse situation here. Is Nathan going to dare to call run? Is Jake considering that? Well, who is Jay's kicker from out here? They're coaching and calling plays quickly, so I don't want to click around too much. There's the off tackle left to Anderson. Double down the field. 8 box in play. Even Anderson's card is only a 1-yard gain. And it's Adam Vinatieri, the veteran. 4th and 6 from the 32. And he gets a negative variable, and it's no good. 2 to 6 and 12. Lost the 1 yard. So he needs to gain at least 2 on that 3rd and 7. So a bad break for Jay with the variable, and only gaining 1 on the 3rd and 7. Wrong call for Anderson. And we're left to Darren McFadden. Offensive onside guard +8 or +3. That's a 6. Hard hitting Josh Sitton makes it 2nd and 2 for the Rams up there on 47. They also got the field position advantage of the missed field goal, getting pushed 7 yards back. Of course, Jay did catch a break with that short pass sack, only being a loss of 4. 3:54 to go before the half. Nathan's weathered some adversity here. Flat pass right to Jordan Cameron. Linebacker's a 4. 5-yard completion. First down for the Rams at the Jacksonville 48. 3:18 to go. Jay's going to get it to start the second half. Nathan wants some points in this drive. Obviously, he would prefer a touchdown. Flat pass right to Fells. Defense standing around, guessing pass. Picked off 2 to 5, 11 and 12, and then complete on a 7. That would have been disastrous. You know, this is a J type of defense. A lot of 5s everywhere. He does have sixes, one on each level, but just very solid. 4-3, stand around a lot while the rest of us are trying to do these crazy things. Jay plays good defense rather simply. Linebacker to Darren McFadden. Right tackle 0 plus 22, and the 5 cannot make the play. Roy Miller, the veteran right tackle, is a 5 and a 6 on the white die. It was 0 plus 22. So instead of no gain, you had a 22-yard gain by Darren McFadden. What a difference that is. 2:24 to go. That would have been a 3rd and 9, I believe, if he missed that. If he didn't get the white die 6 there. Linebacker Darren McFadden, defense calls pass, 8 to 7-yard gain. 9 carries 58 yards now from McFadden. 2-minute warning in the first half. Nathan Spelling in the end zone. His receivers can go for good yardage. So he gets inside the 20. He likes to think maybe short pass receiver if the guy's going to call run. Got to try to get those touchdowns. Don't just call plays when you get down here. Flat pass left to Darren Fells. Receiver goes right, incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 3. 1:52 to go. Big stop here would force a field goal attempt and give Jay time to try to score again before the half and get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Big play here. Linebacker McFadden, defense calls run, gets right, no gain. So now Nathan will probably try the field goal. He will. Stan Carpenter. Jay calls a defensive timeout to save time for his offense. Carpenter's a good kicker from around here. And 2 to 8, it was 2 to 10 good. Actually had a negative variable, but I think it was the same. Now we missed the kickoff somehow, which happens occasionally. But Jay's got the ball at the 30. I think that's a graphical issue when you have the animation on. Now with 2 timeouts left, Adrian Peterson we took him out. Thought he might use him to maybe pop a big run, but no, it's C.J. Anderson in the game. 1:22 to go. Jacksonville at their own 30. We saw the Vinatieri 2 to 6 and 12 from deep. Short pass Scott Chandler uncovered, but 2 blitzes on. And 5 is incomplete on Palmer's card. 1:15 to go. Now realize also if Jay doesn't keep the ball for quite a while, he's got to punt to Rashad Green with this touchdown on 3. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. Nickel 3-3-5. Dow AP's the back. I like to see him run it here. I think that it was an off tackle and run, and maybe 2, 11, and 12 were big runs. Got some good blocking there. Off tackle left to Peterson. Run key, but not valid on the off tackle here with only 1 linebacker in zone. 9 is a 0-yard gain. You can't really gain 0 yards. 9 is 0 yards. 9 is no gain. It's a gain of 0. You got nothing. 3rd and 10. No timeout there for Nathan, interestingly. Well, you don't want to call timeout and then the guy gets a completion and you feel like an idiot. The 3rd and 10 for Jacksonville at his own 30, 45 seconds left. I think you should try to get a first down. You don't be too conservative because of Rashad Green. The 3 is a touchdown and 12 is a long gain. So you've got 3 units at a 36, a 1 and 12 shot. That's something very bad. And 6 is also 25 yards. So you got 8 units at a 36 and a 25 yards or better. Short pass C.J. Anderson, defense double teaming. Malcolm Jenkins is picking up the coverage on Anderson because the linebacker is double teaming elsewhere. 3rd and 10. So it looks like it's happening. Receiver gets double team is incomplete. So that's always tricky to me because the outside linebacker had vacated. I don't think that's right. That should be a guess right call. But I have to review that play. And here's the punt to the dangerous green that I mentioned. Jay goes for the coffin corner and gets a great punt from Andy Lee. 44 yards out of bounds. Look at this yardage here. Lee's card. So Nathan's going to get it at his own 26. 30 seconds to go in the half. A full complement of timeouts. He's down 14-10, so he's right there. McFadden's got a long gain and stuff like that. He's going to shoot for that. Everyone left for McFadden. 10 is a 6-yard gain. 11 was a long gain. It's 2, 11, and 12 on McFadden. Oh. 2nd and 4 for the Rams at his own 32. Think you've got Dennis and Ed and Scott waiting for the winner of this game to set that Final Four here in SSFA, which has had some great Final Fours the last couple of years. Second down and 4 for the Rams. Their own 32. Everyone left to McFadden. No linebackers there. Defensive end +2 or +7. And it's another white die 6 beating a 5. Kendall Langford can't make the play this time. 7-yard gain. Not as big as the 22-yarder that Roy Miller yielded. And McFadden got out of bounds, so Nathan conserves a timeout. He'll use them on his next 2 plays before the half ends. He's at his own 39. Carpenter can kick, I think, out to about the 41. I'm not certain. But looks like Nathan needs about 21 yards in these next 2 plays. He's got the receivers with the good yardage. Short pass, Kenny Britt being double-teamed by Robert Alford. 11, clean pick on the defense's card on the double-teamed interception. And it is not returned for any yardage. But Jay suddenly has the ball at his own 47. 8 seconds to go before the half. McCown's second turnover of the first half. Now, Vinatieri, I don't think can kick from terribly deep. But if you get about 15 yards here, you can try a field goal, 2 to 6 and 12 or so, to make it 17-10, and then turn around and take the ball back. And Jay might be going for a short gain here. He calls a timeout. Didn't like his formation. Or maybe his personnel. Is he going to try and hit a big one with AP or threaten that? What do we expect to see here? Nope, 3 wide, 1 halfback. This is interesting because Palmer's got good yardage on his short pass right, including a 15-yarder and I think a 16-yarder, which gets you right there. Robertson's got the yardage, but he might be double-teamed, but he has double-team completions. None of these other guys can really do much yardage-wise on a short pass. You can throw the bomb, try to get a completion. I don't think you run it once you introduce the white die penalty here. I think you fool anybody with that 3 wide with Peterson, Jay. He is running it. Off tackle draw to AP. White die penalty in effect. And the dreaded 5, no gain. You see 2, 3, 11, and 12. That was nice. 6 units out of 36. 1/3 of those would disappear because of the white dies. You're down to 4. 4 to 36, not to mention the defense's card. Although an 8 with a box. So that was not a bad play call. Sneaky. You get a touchdown on 2, 11, or 12 here. I wouldn't go 3 wide. I'd go 2 tights. And I don't know. Got plenty of options. And Jay knows what he's doing. The last play of the half here. Jacksonville up 14-10. They will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. 3 wide, 1 halfback with a shotgun formation. Jay's probably looking to see which of his players can go all the way. Got a long pass to Edelman being double-teamed by Monty Bryant. Linebacker double-team, so receiver right is in play. But 6 on Palmer's card is incomplete. And we go to the second half. Jacksonville Jay is leading 14-10 over Nathan. Nathan's had some good teams. Samifa, SSFA. I know he made the SSFA Super Bowl against me. I think that was his only Super Bowl appearance. But he's always like right there, ready to get it. You know, right? He's always right there, waiting to burst through. Maybe this will be the year. We'll see. And of course, like I said, Nathan is the reigning Battle Royale champion in Dennis's Modern Battle Royale League, which usually has many good coaches in it. Short pass got Chandler first and 10. It was a touchback to start the second half. Jay's at his own 20. So guess wrong, plus 13 in Palmer's guard. First down Jacksonville up at their own 33. Jay only tried 12 passes in the first half. It seemed like maybe Nathan controlled the time of possession. I'm not sure. But Palmer now 7 of 13 for 104. Chandler 4 catches for 53 yards. And they, you know, and I said maybe Nathan has to pay attention more to the running game. Long pass Allen Robinson. No linebackers there. He's covered by 6 though. And the dump off 7 is incomplete on Palmer's card. 7 on a 1. Tyson Jackson barely penetrating the line of scrimmage, evidently, on that one. But Nathan called the run on the 1st and 10 there, and on the previous play, and got burned for the short pass wrong. So Jay continues to mix it up. Short pass, Antonio Gates, defense double teaming elsewhere. 3-minute zone, average pass defense. Not much pass rush coming. Defender X will not be what you want to get. Charles Woodson, who I believe I traded to Nathan. If you have a 35-year-old 6 on your team, you might have got him for me if I was rebuilding. Yes, I did trade Charles Woodson to Nathan in this league. I think I traded him one of the 6s on the outside too, or safety 5 or something. Who are these guys? We got 3rd and 10. I'll probably trade him Jason Verrett. Yeah, trade Jason Verrett and Charles Woodson. 3rd and 10 for Jay at his own 33. Early 3rd quarter. Short pass, Antonio Gates. Paul Warlow on the double team. Be interesting to see if Jay counters with a flat pass. Picked off 2 to 6 and 12. It's picked off by Nathan at about midfield. That was Charles Woodson, the veteran and future Hall of Famer, picking off Carson Palmer with the first turnover to favor the Rams. And Jamal Charles checks in the game. It's a brand new ball game now, folks. Because Charles fumbles it himself. But talked about Jay getting the ball. Short pass to Sean Jackson. Receiver gets right, incomplete. Talked about Jay getting the ball to start the 3rd quarter. And the result's a turnover. The Rams are in Jacksonville territory. 2nd and 10. Flat pass right to Darren Fells. Jay calls run. Receiver gets wrong. 12-yard gain. Didn't see a lot of run calls with McFadden in there in the first half. It's going to be a different ball game for this Ram offense. More options. And you want to pepper the flats against these 4-3s with no 6s at linebacker, certainly. And you still have good downfield options. Flat pass left to Jordan Cameron. Linebacker zone +1 and +5, 1-yard gain. The downfield options are important because Jay's got to respect all this. Right now, he's got to respect everything the Rams have on the field. Although the long passing wrong from McCown's not strong. But the outside receivers are. Emerald left to Jamal Charles. Gets wrong. 4 is 9 yards and a first down. There you see that fumble number of 41. But, of course, even though McCown's not that great deep, Nathan's reputation as someone who likes to throw it down the field always comes into play when you're coaching against a guy you've been playing against for years now. Off tackle left to Charles, gets right to 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1. Back-to-back 9-yard gains for Charles. 1 to 76 fumble on right. But he's making his presence felt in a big way on this drive as the Rams try to take the lead over the back-to-back SSFA champion. Cameron Artis Payne on 2nd and 1. Linebacker to Cameron with the linebacker there. He gains 3. Cannot be denied unless you get the dreaded 5. 11's +26. The Rams at the Jacksonville 14. Watch out for those Charles fumbles. Looking past Darren Fells, defense calls run. Picked off on a 2 or +5. So McCown with the odd, not maxed card because 4 is incomplete, but yet the completion on the interception split. I like that innovation from Strat. Don't be too pigeonholed in some of the card making types. 2nd and 5 for the Rams of the 9. They go full house backfield. Vernon Davis, the block, and Mac McFadden and Charles, the running back. Charles, a super high fumble in this situation, potentially. Defense shows blitz from the 4-3. What are we going to see here? 6-6-6 blocking on the linebacker. Big play call. Linebacker McFadden, defense calls run. Offensive onside center. That's why you do that. +6 or +1. Very tough to stop those linebucks when you've got some variation of 6-6-5 with a full house, something like that. And here you have 6-6-6. 1st and goal from the 3 for the Rams. Cameron Artis Payne and McFadden in there. Bring in the pain. This, smells like a linebucker. Slam it up there 3 times. Cameron Artis Payne is keyed. Loses a yard on the linebucker. 2nd and goal from the 4. His fumble number is the minimum. 9.0 there on the successful key. 8:24 to go in the third quarter. Man. Full house. Defense shows blitz. Deshaun Jackson, the only receiver out there, covered by a 5. Show pass to Jackson. Defense calls run. Receiver, long gain, touchdown. Deshaun Jackson. He did not snag defeat from the jaws of victory, as they referred to in the movie Silver Linings Playbook. Excellent film. But he got it to the end zone this time for a touchdown. Extra point by Carpenter is good. The Rams lead 17-14. Midway through the third, the kick deep in the end zone to Bruce Ellington. And I'm sure Jay will down all kicks deep because Baltimore is plus 10, 11, 12 as my game crashes. So let's get that going again. All right, so we're back, and Jacksonville's got the ball. First and 10 at their own 33. It looks like they probably got a touchback and then a first down. Looking past Adrian Peterson. Defense double teaming elsewhere. And picked off 2 to 4 12. Picked off by Nathan and run back. Oh, my goodness, 20 yards by Craig Robertson on the flat pass right. 2 to 4 and 12. And Nathan with a big turnover. Second straight drive that he picked off Carson Palmer. And he's going to try and cash in here and maybe get a 2-score lead if he can get a touchdown. 17-14 Rams. Jamal Charles in the game. Looking past to Kenny Britt. No linebackers there. Guess right, there was a 6-yard gain as my animation disappeared for some reason. Darren McFadden in the game. 2nd and 4. Nathan doesn't want to fumble it. So the Jacksonville 12. Defense showing blitz. 2 tights, 2 wides, 1 running back. Flat pass left to Deshaun Jackson. No linebackers there. 6 is 10 yards and a first down, and Nathan is at the doorstep. First and goal from the Jacksonville 2. He leads 17-14. Full house backfield. Artis Payne and Darren McFadden. There was a 1 to 20 sack chance on that previous play. Linebacker to McCown. Defense run king elsewhere. Offensive onside guard. Touchdown behind Garrett Reynolds. 23 to 14 Rams as they cash in again. 24-14 now. Making sure my broadcast is good. Everything seems fine. 24 to 14. The Rams scored 2 touchdowns here in the third quarter, following interceptions of Carson Palmer in Jacksonville territory. The second one particularly egregious. And we're left Adrian Peterson gets wrong. The double-double is on for Nathan. Let's see if AP can crack one of his vaunted big postseason runs. Instead, it's a 9-yarder for another future Hall of Famer. This game's got a lot of them. Charles Woodson, Adrian Peterson, Antonio Gates, maybe Adam Vinatieri even. That would be because of the postseason more, but also the longevity. 2nd and 1. Flat pass left, Allen Robinson. Defense ranking elsewhere. Receiver gets wrong would be nice for Jay. Potential long gain opportunity. The defender is a 4. That's the free safety. Receiver gets wrong, long gain. 56-yard gain by Robinson. All the way down inside the Ram 20 on the 10. We always see those on the card. You almost never get those in the game. But Jay got it here. And it's 1st and 10 at the Ram 15, following a 56-yard catch and run from Palmer to Allen Robinson. Short pass to Robinson gets wrong. 4 men there. Receiver could be a touchdown from the 15. Receiver gets wrong. Touchdown. There it is. 4 was 14 yards. Everything else was 16 or better. And the extra point is no good. 2-10 blocked. So Jay's still down by 4. He would have been down by only 3. Meanwhile, Carpenter just drilled 3 extra points, 2-9 and 12. So the longer extra point rearing its ugly head as this game is really getting exciting. Flat pass right to Darren Fells gets wrong. 5-yard gain on the interception split, but interception only on the 2, so not much of a real turnover opportunity there. 2nd and 5 for the Rams at their own 25. Late third quarter, they lead 24-20 in this big SSFA playoff game. Long pass to Sean Jackson. Defense getting past, no one there. Picked off 2 to 5 and 12, incomplete. Sets up a 3rd and 5. You know, Nathan likes to throw those long passes. So a big 3rd and 5 for the Rams at their own 25. They go 3 wide, 1 halfback. Chris Givens is your 3rd wide receiver. He's covered by a 4. Everyone else is covered by a 5, including McFadden. This left linebacker 4, Willie Young, is only 4 on the field. Well, except for the guy covering Chris Givens, because the only 4 in the base defense for Jay. .318 to go here in the third quarter. Nathan really taking his time with this play call. Maybe the phone rang. Maybe something happened, we missed it. No. Looking past Chris Givens being double-teamed by Earl Thomas. And it's incomplete on the white die 6. No. White die 4. The previous play was a white die 6. And we have a punt. Brian Anger punts at 47 yards down to Julian Edelman. At about his own 31, it looks like. My game crashed. I was wondering what was going on, but it's another crash for my game. Let me close some of this other programs I don't need. This is not a game where you want to be missing any of it. So we're back in here. And Jay's got 2nd and 4, zone 45. Flat pass left, Al Robinson gets run again. Another receiver opportunity for Robinson, who's really been having an excellent game. This one is complete for 8 yards. Nathan says, all right, you can take the 8 yards. Just don't hit me with another 59-yarder. As Jay crosses midfield, he's at the Jacksonville, at the LA, 47. As a short pass, Edelman gets wrong. Complete for 12 yards and a 1st down. You see, even though Robinson's covered by a 6, his receiver wrong card is so dangerous with big plays that Nathan may have to start double-teaming him some more. Off tackle left to C.J. Anderson. Defense gets the pass. The box is in play. Offensive outside guard, 7-2. 7-yard gain, 2nd 3. You have to give Jay a lot of credit as we're about to start the 4th quarter. His offensive play calling, he's done an excellent job getting wrong calls, both run and pass, against Nathan here this afternoon. He's trying to overcome those 2 interceptions that had him, because it saw him go from a 14-10 lead to a 24-14 deficit. Now it's a 24-20 deficit, but he's at the LA Ram 28. Looking past to Patrick DeMarco, run keying, and no linebackers there. 10-yard completion for Palmer. 1st down, Jay at the Ram 18. Now Jay had his last extra point attempt blocked, so he needs a touchdown, but I think he would settle for a field goal if he had to. Short pass to Chris Chandler. Defense calls run. They got 4 men there, though. Palmer's at good yardage on his card. It's complete. 14 yards and a 1st down. 1st and goal for Jacksonville at the Ram 4-yard line. the heart of a champion, the old Akeem Olajuwon line. Fozzie Whitaker, not Forrest Whitaker, who's not really in shape for this type of thing, but Fozzie Whitaker and C.J. Anderson are their running options along with Palmer. First and goal from the 4. You don't want to throw that pick down here. Off tackle left to C.J. Anderson. Defense calling pass and doubling. They do have 2 linebackers zone. Boxcars, touchdown for C.J. 4-yard run. Makes it 26-24. Vinatieri will come out for the extra point again. And this one's good, 2-10. But it still is rearing its ugly head because now Nathan needs only a field goal to tie. So we got 27-24 Jacksonville. Early 4th quarter. Highest scoring playoff game I feel like we've had in a while. And an exciting one. And we're left to Jamal Charles. Defense calls pass. 8's a 12-yard gain on the defense's card. Charles having a good second half in his limited action. Now that he's unfatigued, 4 carries, 48 yards, and we're in the 4th quarter, so Nathan can run him without worrying too much about conserving carries, that's for sure. Off tackle left to Charles. Defense calls pass. 6-yard gain. For the exciting Kansas City tailback, now in the NFL's Broncos, 2nd and 4. Always got to worry about the fumble with this Charles card this year, though. At this point in the game, obviously, any turnover is huge. Linebacker Darren McFadden, defense calls pass, has a linebacker there. 8's a 4-yard gain, though. First down for the Rams up their own 42. 11:42 to go. 27-24, Jay over Nathan. Couple of SSFA guys who always seem to be in the mix. McFadden, 14 carries, 81 yards. Off tackle right to Jamal Charles. Defense calls pass. Offensive onside tackle, 8-3. D'Brickashaw Ferguson's only a 4 on his final strat rating. So it's a 2nd down and 7 for the Rams. D'Brickashaw will be in the Jets Ring of Honor. Not quite the Hall of Fame, but I assume he'll make the Jets Ring of Honor. 2nd down and 7, 11:06 to go. Off tackle left for Jamal Charles. Defense calls pass. Has a linebacker there. Box calls for Charles is only 1 yard, as 11 was the 24-yarder. That's kind of annoying if you're Nathan. 3rd and 6. 3 wide, 1 halfback. McFadden in there. Mighty run to set up a go for it on 4th and short attempt. Mighty go up top as he did on the 3rd and 5, I believe, earlier to Deshaun Jackson, but was unsuccessful. Counts decent flat passing. There's no linebacker 6s there. He's got must runs on the short pass. No one's covered by a 6. It's a looking pass to McFadden. 1 linebacker there. 6 is a 7-yard gain on McCown's card for a big first down for the LA Rams at the Jacksonville 47. Field goal to tie. Touchdown to take the lead. You just know that this one's going to be up in the air come 2 minutes. Short pass to Deshaun Jackson gets wrong. Picked off on a 2. 5 is incomplete. Would have been only 2 to 3 intercepted. Guess right, so it still would have been incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Charles, he's probably maybe the most dangerous 2nd and 10 runner in this set with that end run column he has. Spencer Ware certainly a contender. Flat pass right to Darren Fells. Defense close pass. Picked off 2 to 3 and complete. A lot of interception split numbers coming up for Nathan. A lot of 11s in the passing game today. I think we've had a couple of double team pickoffs. And Nathan's been hitting those. You don't want those. He's even getting the flat pass wrong. Interception split for 5 yards with McCown. So a lot of 11s. 3rd and 10 for the Rams. They're at the Jacksonville 47. Another big play. They will certainly punt this and don't get it. Long pass to Deshaun Jackson. Nobody there. Long pass right. Incomplete to McCown's card. So the 4 units of completion and the 7 units of must run. And, of course, receiver units on Jackson. So it'll be an out-of-bounds punt. And it looks like a pretty decent one. Out of bounds of the 10. First down and 10 for Jay. 8:42 to go He leads by 3. Great job by Jay, coming back from 24-14 after the interceptions by Palmer, the 2 of them, in the third quarter. That flat pass roll long gain to Allen Robinson was pivotal in spearheading the turnaround quickly. Long pass to Robinson being double teamed. And 1 man in zone incomplete. So Nathan says, I've seen enough of that. He had done some double teaming of Robinson throughout the game, so it wasn't like he neglected it. And he didn't even really necessarily feel like he needed to, because he's covered by 6. Short to Scott Chandler being double teamed. So big incompletion here will put Nathan in good shape. Receiver gets right, 13 yards, and a first down to Chandler with the 1926 card as the linebacker double team does not take effect on the receiver's column. Linebacker C.J. Anderson, defense gets his pass, and the linebacker has slid out. So the double box is in play. Short game for C.J., 16 yards and a first down. And there you see Jay's offense just chugging along. He's been moving the ball well. Linebacker for C.J., double box in play again. And he hasn't really made Nathan pay for that since the first half, but it's been a double box opportunity on seemingly every inside run wrong. 7-yard game for CJ, 9 carries, 66 yards, 2nd and 3 for the Jacksonville Jaguars at their own 46. The Rams got to start feeling a sense of urgency on defense here. They got to get a stop. Touchdown would pretty much lose the game. With only 6:18 to go, you don't want to go down by 10 points, that's for sure. But Jay's had him off balance, especially in the second half. Look at the 2 interceptions. I don't know. This has been a good game back and forth. Looking past to Edelman. Defense slides out the inside linebacker again. 7 is incomplete on Palmer's card. 3rd down and 3 for Jay. 6 minutes to go from his own 46. This is a big play. Now, Dennis and I would think about going for it if we failed here, even with the lead. But Jay, I think, plays things a little more by the book. Blocking back, 1 halfback, Patrick DeMarco. We have rarely seen this today. He's a 6, so you got 6'6" on the left side. Looks like that center's a 5. Looking past Edelman being double teamed and 2 guys in zone anyway. So 3 guys in zone. Incomplete on Palmer's card. 4th and 3 for Jay. 5:42 to go. He leads by a field goal. And he leads the punter. And he will certainly come out to punt. Just the right move. Palmer 16 of 29, 251, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's a 47-yard punt. The dangerous Rashad Green. 3's the touchdown. 10's 18 yards. So you have a 14-yard net punt. As Jay tried to go out of bounds and couldn't quite get there for Andy Lee. And Nathan's got the ball at his own 40, needing only a field goal to tie. 5:24 to go. Flat pass right to Jordan Cameron. Linebackers a 4. Receiver gets right, incomplete. These tight ends for Nathan don't have the greatest number of completion chances, it looks like. But the yardage is usually pretty decent. Cameron's card looks a little blah. I don't know. Maybe better down the field. 2nd and 10 for the Rams at their own 40. They're down by a field goal. 5:06 to go. Charles, the running back. I smell a Charles fumble here. Left tackle left to Charles. Defense gets strong. Defensive tackle +5 or +36. Roy Miller says, not that time. 5 on a 5 makes the play. 6 beat him earlier for 22 yards on a 0 or 22-yard run. 3rd down and 5 for Nathan at his own 45. 4:30 goes 3 wide again, giving up the opportunity to maybe run. Flat pass right to Deshaun Jackson. 2 men in zone. 4 is incomplete on McCown's card. 4th and 5 for Nathan. 4:12 to go at his own 45. Does he go for it? Does he punt it? He will punt. Back-to-back punts. These guys, trying to play the proper way, by the book, or whatever you want to say. This punt goes 47 yards, and whoa, takes an LA bounce for 7 yards, and is down at the 1 yard line. So Jay's got first and 10, 3:54 to go with the lead, but he's at his own 1. And if he doesn't get a first down, he's going to punt it to Rashad Green when Nathan needs only a field goal to tie the game. And you're punting from inside your own 10. Oh, my goodness. C.J. Anderson, the running back, who's had a fine game. 3-4 defense out there for Nathan. 5-5-5. 4-4-5-4. Secondary, all 6s and a corner 5. Everyone's saying, Jay's like, everyone knows if I throw looking, I don't lose yardage. So no one throws looking because we're flooding the looking. They would throw a flat, get a safety. There's the looking against 2 men to Antonio Gates. Can he get a 3 in the defense's card? No. 5 7-yard completion for Palmer on his own card. That's a very solid result for Jay there. I'll take that. 2nd down and 3 for the Jags at their own 8-yard line. 3:18 to go. Spectators dropping and joining. Don't drop. You want to join this one. 2nd and 3 for the Jags at their own 8. Linebacker C.J. Anderson, defense calls run. 1 linebacker there. 10 is a 5-yard gain and a big first down for the Jags. But remember, at any time here in this final 2:42, if Jay is forced to punt, he's got to punt it to Rashad Green. He's got a touchdown on 3 and a long gain on 12, and the out-of-bound, the coffin cornering has not been working too well for either team today. Left tackle left to CJ, and it's a run call, but all no linebackers there, and the box in play, but no gain on the 9 on CJ's card. He's got 11 carries, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Nathan calls a defensive timeout. 2nd and 10 for the Jags at their own 13. Now watch there, Nathan, where if Jay runs the ball, Nathan will call another timeout probably at 2:06. Some guys let it run to 2 minutes, but that doesn't really make sense. Stop it at 2:06, and you stop it again, automatically 2 minutes. Ever left to CJ gets right. No linebackers there, though. An 8 on the defense would be a killer. Defensive end plus 11 to 47. It's an 11-yard gain on a snake eyes. White die 4 against the 5. And that is definitely going to hurt Nathan's efforts here at a comeback. He lets it run to the 2-minute warning. 1st and 10. He's got 2 timeouts now. Can he get the ball back? Can he force a punt to Green? Off tackle left to Anderson. Only 1 linebacker up there again, but that was no double box in play here. Offensive onside tackle, 8 or 3. It's an 8-yard gain. They think calls timeout, 152. Jay running behind those 6s. So the end run. So the off tackle. CJ's got 90 yards on 13 carries. And this is it here. This is pretty much the season. In these next couple of plays, a first down, and Jay could probably just about run the clock out by taking a knee. We're getting close to that. Linebacker C.J. Anderson, defense calls run. 1 linebacker there. CJ's fumble number fairly low. Offensive right guard, 7 or 2. DeCosta makes the block. It's a 7-yard gain. A timeout would make it 145. Nathan calls the timeout. I really need to brush up on my knee, taking a knee impact on the clock, but 145 to go. No timeouts remaining. Jay takes a knee. I think he will be able to run this out. And it's going to be another Jacksonville Jaguars SSFA postseason victory. Jay Villing. And a great game, a great job by both guys. I mean, this is, I don't remember even seeing one call that was questionable. But you could even say, what did you do that for? I didn't see that one time in this game. You know? And both guys had to deal with adversity. I remember Nathan had that snap fumble in the first half of McCown. And, of course, Jay threw the 2 interceptions in the third quarter. One of them on a flat pass. This was a great game. And, Jay came back, though. Flat pass, long game to Allen Robinson, spearheading it. Wow, that was a great game. An epic game. Nathan right there and just couldn't get over the hump at the end. I feel like he had a couple of opportunities to take the lead or tie the game up, and he just couldn't get it. And you could tell the way these guys are talking back and forth. Boy, that was a great game. What an epic game. And 2 guys who know each other. Nathan and Jay have been in this league a long time. As this league has got to be getting around the 10-year mark, if it isn't already. I think this might have been a 10th season. I'm not sure. I think they're both founding members. Well, most of the SSFA guys are founding members. It started a few years after SOMIFA, so like all the SOMIFA guys are coming over. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. And Jay's hopes are still alive for a three-peat, which would be amazing. And Jay refers to SOMIFA now as SOMIFA 1, with the SOMIFA 28 league looking like it might be getting going. 2018 start from scratch modern keeper league. So Jay Villing, 27-24, makes the semifinals. He's the number 1 seed. And what a great game that was. I forget who Jay's gonna face. He's the 1 seed. So the Saints will be home. So it looks like Dennis is going to be traveling to Jacksonville. Oh, Nelly. Dennis Crowley versus Jay Villing. Both these guys have won SOMIFA and SSFA championships. Dennis had won 2 straight SAMHSA championships. All kinds of other championships you want to throw in there. Jay, the reigning SOMIFA champion. Back-to-back SSFA champion. He could probably be the first one, I think, to claim the SOMIFA and SSFA championships in the same calendar year. Not the same 12-month period, but the same. It's 2017 in the calendar, right? So he won the SOMIFA championship, I guess, in January 2017, I guess. And, or February, whatever. And this, of course, is the summer of 2017 as we're wrapping up the spring championships. And it's going to be NFL Ed at New Orleans. That's an interesting matchup. The old NFC West, San Francisco at New Orleans, because Ed's, always there. And Scott isn't always there. He had a real good SOMIFA team that he inherited, did a good job managing from there, won a championship there. Took over this SSFA team that was awful and built them up over the long term with young players and had an overachieving, outstanding 12-4 season. And now he's going to face the commissioner in a semifinal. So it's going to be Seattle at Jacksonville, San Fran at New Orleans. I'm looking forward to these semifinals. SAMHSA going on too. Niners Giants semifinal in SAMHSA, as Ed's in the semifinals in both leagues. No big surprise. I would look forward to those. It's not the summer of George, but it's the summer of Strat, perhaps. Here in SSFA SAMHSA, and with the 4 leagues getting started up, and SOMIFA 28 getting started up, for those of you who are into that. All right, guys, this is Tom signing off on a Wednesday afternoon, the rare Wednesday day game for football. But we made it work. Take care, guys. Adios.